Hey guys, and welcome to episode 15 of Dash and Holmesy Take Your Hearts. I'm one of your hosts, Dash, along with my co-host, Holmesy. Hello.
What the fuck? We're back again.
Yeah, we are back again now. This is a preface to before we just jump right into this. I did put at the end, we did stage that little teasing part at the end of the VOD last time, and on the podcast last time. We did stage that a little bit because there was a little bit of a teaser that we put at the end that there was one more going to happen after this, but we didn't expect it to be one more so soon.
yeah. Look, it's. I mean, it's definitely good to be back though.
Definitely.
Good to keep the Persona ball rolling.
Oh man, I love it. But at the same time, didn't expect to continue Take Your Hearts again 3 weeks later. But guys, you were probably expecting Open Your Hearts this week. There's been a little bit of a schedule change. Open Your Hearts will probably will be out either next week or the week after. So we're definitely going to do that next episode because Holmesy's chomping at the bit. So am I, to be honest. After finishing Kingdom Hearts, it was fucking phenomenal. So definitely we are going to be doing Kingdom Hearts. There's no doubt. But guys, if you didn't know, Dash and Holmesy Take Your Hearts has been our tri-weekly book club inspired gaming podcast where Holmesy has been playing his first playthrough of Persona 5 and we've been getting together for the last year to come sit down and talk about it in podcast form for your listening pleasure. But we're back again this week. So we're going to be talking about the Persona 5 The Royal trailer, the teaser, and also the Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers trailer that was just released this weekend here tonight. We're going to be breaking down, we're going to be talking about all the good stuff that came out of those trailers and all that stuff. Guys, if you haven't heard our podcast and if you like what you hear today, make sure that you follow us, soundcloud.com/Dash and Holmesy, iTunes and Spotify, where you can give us those cheeky 5-star ratings, and also on YouTube where you can watch this VOD, and also on dashgamer.com. Now, Holmesy.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, we are back doing Persona stuff again. Again. So we're really excited to come back tonight and talk to you guys about what is hot in Persona 5 right now. As I said, I wasn't expecting to come back so soon. But it's so cool because when we started this project, I didn't expect DLC or anything. Honestly, this is one thing that I thought that it was a one and done kind of deal.
Yeah.
And then recently it's been like, hey, there's stuff happening with Persona 5, guys, and it's like, what are you talking about? And once Persona's finished, it's finished.
I was getting Kingdom Hearts vibes where it's just like, the game's done, that's it.
Yeah.
Pretty much done, finished.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, they're just dropping bombs on us now, like, no, there's brand new content, and it's coming your way, and it's soon. And I'm just sitting here like, man, I don't know how I'm going to explain this to Chris.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not expecting this next DLC to take a whole year to finish, but I'm still keen to see what comes out of it all. Yeah. Well, there's two things we're talking about today, I guess, so.
Two of them, yeah, and we're going to jump right into it. So, Holmesy, let's jump into the first little bit of little tidbit. So, the expectancy was there was going to be some DLC, and we have talked about it in the past. The Persona 5 R was teased a lot back last year. The domain was registered by Atlas and everything else, and then they threw it out there after the penultimate finale episode of the Persona 5, the animation series, which threw out like a minute teaser trailer, which I just showed you tonight, actually, which basically they teased like a new character. Didn't say much about it. The new character obviously was a new student to the Shujin Academy as well. In the teaser as well, it kind of explained that this character wasn't vibing with the Phantom Thieves, wasn't a fan of the Phantom Thieves, didn't understand their way or anything like that.
Doesn't believe in helping people, basically, yeah.
Yeah, essentially. We found out that basically her name, through the all the details that came out, is, Kasumi Yoshizawa is her name, or Kasumi Yoshizawa, I should say, is the pronunciation. It was an interesting teaser trailer to drop on us all of a sudden for Persona 5 fans, because once again, wasn't expected, but we got basically told, hey, brand new content's coming your way if you're a Persona 5 fan, and that's freaking huge.
That's big, yeah.
And especially for somebody now who had just finished the game.
I've timed this perfectly. It's insane. This was not planned.
No.
At all.
No. Now I've got to ask you, because you have just finished the game, what are your thoughts now on completing a year-long game, like a game that's this length, and then having, hey guys, just to let you know that there could be a good chance that you'd be playing it for a little longer.
It's a whole year extra of content. I don't think it's going to be something that comes up, and I think that makes it a little bit more, at least for me, not being a hardcore Persona player, like I've never played any Persona games before, I think it makes it more viable to jump into a new game, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
But if it was like they'd turn around and basically been like, yeah, imagine like the whole game but over again with new DLC, new players, new story, new XYZ, I'd be like, oh boy.
Yeah.
It'd be very, very ambitious to do, to expect players to play that much through on an, I guess, not an old story, but like with older characters and like a new kind of thing over and over again.
Yeah. What did you vibe from when you saw the trailer? Like when I first showed you that, I gave you the trailer. I gave you a fan subbed trailer so you understood what was happening. Because honestly, like when I watched that trailer live, I didn't even know what was going on. All I saw was new features. I was like, but
yeah.
I didn't understand it. You got to see the trailer today for the first time with fan subs on it as well. So you kind of got like a little bit of an explanation, but also got to see those new features and new cutscenes and stuff that they were teasing. What were your thoughts like on actually seeing this stuff? Like, did you expect all this brand new stuff to come out of it? Like,
I wasn't expecting them to change too much, but there's a couple of things in there that I saw. Like two things I'm real keen on were like there was a couple of battle animations we saw from Makoto and Haru, where like Haru rides in on top of Morgana as the car and like launches a grenade and like drops massive damage on an enemy. And then Makoto going like fucking One Punch Man and like firing off this volley of punches, and it's just like, this looks sick. And like, especially after playing the game for so long and getting so used to, like, you know, you press your triangle for your all-out attack at the end and you drop that shit, and it's just like, okay, I'm gonna drop this, and you're so used to the same animation, character, like the silhouettes bouncing across the screen, and then you're done.
Yeah.
And you get kind of used to the same animations over and over again, but to see something new, like new finishes or new big attack events kind of happening, like it'll bring a fresh view on like new battle kind of spaces. I think it's gonna be pretty good to see.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love it because you just mentioned some like brand new takes on some finishes and everything. One thing that was there as well was a brand new all-out attack from Futaba as well, which Futaba was not a playable character in Persona 5.
No, and interestingly, I was always curious about the fact that she was someone who you could buy accessories and clothes for and give her buffs for things that would never affect her.
That's right.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, there was some gameplay as well of the new protag, the new playable character in Kasumi Yoshizawa. What were your vibes that you got from her as well? Like, essentially, we're going to talk a little bit of a controversial topic that actually did come out last week from that as well, which I will bring up. But what were your vibes when you saw her? She had a sawn-off shotgun and she looked a little bit like a female version of Joker.
Yeah.
Red gloves, which gives kind of away. But she looked like a female version of Joker with a sawn-off shotgun, and it wasn't what Joker has, like a sphere. It's not a sphere. It's just like a dagger.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I mean, it's cool to have a new character playable in the game. I don't know how it's going to tie in, given that her views conflict with she conflicts with whatever the views are of the Phantom Thieves. I'm interested to see how they mix in her as a playable character with the Phantom Thieves at the same time, because obviously if she doesn't like what they do, I'm intrigued to see how they're going to make it that she fights either alongside them, or if you're almost like playing two different storylines that eventually clash, and then you are, you know, you're working one character towards like battling the Phantom Thieves, and you're working the other ones towards, like, it's just like, I don't know, I'm not sure what to expect in that space, but she looks cool, like from like the battle, and we had like a cutscene just up on screen for VOD watchers. Where she's like, you've got like this awesome, like, you know, gun animation.
Yeah.
It'll be cool to see again, like new battle styles, new abilities, and just like I guess a new persona as well, like a new core persona for a playable character.
Yeah, I never thought of that either. That's actually something that has not been brought up at all, that I haven't seen anywhere. So she obviously she'll be awakening to a new persona as well. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, usually with this kind of thing, with this kind of deal, not only do we get new palaces, like we'd have to get a new palace.
They've got to. Yeah, there's got to be something. I mean, the mementos, not mementos, but like the cognitive world has to come back.
You just reminded me of something as well that I've got to actually pull up Amazon of all places now, because there is a screenshot that was exclusive to Amazon too. You just remind me with Mementos as well.
Yeah, this space has to come back though. Like we've just completed this. We've just completed this whole thing. We finished the game, and we see the world basically, disintegrate before our eyes, and it's basically like confirmed that we're done. Like it's all gone, and then like next thing we know, it's we've got a new game coming out, and it's back again. So
there is something I want to show you as well. You'll be able to see it on your screen as I pull it up. But there is a new space, a brand new space in Mementos that looks real weird. Like I'm about to pull it up onto the stream right now. But there it is there. Actually, I don't know if you can see it properly, but it looks like there's a white floor, white background, but there's a new tool here that they're teasing as well. There's a star and some mechanisms and stuff. It's a brand new tool that they're teasing. I have no clue what that is. But yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it?
I can't quite make out exactly what's going on there, but I mean, hey, new mechanics in the game. If it means like new things to grind for, new things to work on, I'm keen on that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Me too.
I'm wondering how they're going to tie this in with the old game as well. Like I think I mentioned to you earlier, I wonder whether it's going to be DLC for Persona 5, or if they're going to market it and sell it as a separate game. Whether there'll be save file crossovers for like progress in your old Persona 5 file, stuff like that. So
yeah,
there's a lot that I'm intrigued about with like compatibility and connectivity between old games and new games.
See, that's actually something I never thought of.
Other thing with Switch as well, of course, is like PlayStation and Switch won't cross over, but both these new games are going to be coming out on PS4. So
yeah,
my brain is immediately just like, as much as I want to play it out and about, if there's anything that comes from P5, I want to play it on PlayStation 4. I want my stuff to come over.
A lot of people have said that too. They would rather like it's funny because a lot of people have been like, hey, Nintendo Switch, and I'm one of them. I would have loved to have seen it on Switch, the core game on Switch. Obviously, we're not getting that. We're getting a brand new Muso game, is what they call it, a Warriors game on Switch, which is the Persona 5 Scramble. But with the core game, not getting it on Switch, a lot of people being like, no, I'd rather keep Persona 5 PlayStation 4 exclusive. And the thing that you've just said as well, the integration of a save file to cross over to the Royal as well, I think would be great, especially if they're expecting old players to jump back in and brand new players, because they're selling this as a full game first of all as well. Okay. So that's what I kind of find a little troubling, to be honest, because I don't think players that have played Persona 5 would play it all. Well, I personally would play it all through again, but there are some players out there that won't play it all through again just to get to the DLC content. There'd be people that would love to jump into this just to solely play that DLC content.
That is, yeah, that's a great point. Actually, I didn't consider the fact that if they made it end game compatible content, that it would be something that's basically, if someone's not going to play Persona 5, then being able to unlock the DLC would be unattainable kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, selling it as a separate game makes sense. From a retail perspective, like selling it full price, like a full price full game, I suppose it depends on how much content it includes, and whether it feels like a brand new, obviously it's not a whole new IP like Persona's Persona, but like a whole new game and a whole new story, a whole new world kind of thing. If they give it close to the same, not the exact same longevity as Persona 5, because I think that I couldn't do it again. I don't think not straight after P5, but I think like for the hardcore Persona 5 fans that played it the years that it came out, I reckon people will be keen to get back into it again.
Oh yeah, look, definitely, I'll jump back in. There's no doubt.
I know you will. You played the original game or P5 like 3 times now or something.
Yeah, this was my 5th time now. So
5th, yeah, there you go. Okay.
But regardless, I mean, I would love to play it just for the DLC at this point. Like I've played it to know everything, but at the same time, if there is content that is skewed into the main game, like for example, if I'm playing the main game and there is new content within that main game that extends it or changes it or makes it unique, I guess, then yeah, I wouldn't mind playing it again. But would I rather them just have like a straight up DLC, like, hey, DLC, two new palaces, new characters, new features, all this other stuff, but it's pertained and contained into this DLC, not necessarily the whole game. Then that would be great, you know. Regardless, I think it's great all around. Holmesy, I want to jump into the breakdown of said trailer as well. This was actually presented on the the Persona Super Live P Sound Street 2019 concert over the weekend. So we've already seen it. We watched it as well. But I want to pull up this. I'm going Dash Culture mode here today. This is from GameSpot, from Michael Higgum over at GameSpot. He has done the Persona 5 Royal, breaking down everything, new characters, scenes, and more. So we'll jump into quickly a couple things. So breaking down everything new in Persona 5 Royal, a definitive expanded version of the wonderfully stylish RPG Persona 5 on the way. Persona 5 Royal will feature a ton of new content and tweaks similar to what developer Atlas has done in the past with Golden and Fez. Just this week, a detailed trailer showed off a lot of what's new, and we're here to break down and analyze some of the yep. So basically, they're showing it off. So there was a new opening and music that they teased in the trailer, which was awesome. The music is great. I love the music and the new intro theme, which they did really well. It refreshes basically the game again. I'd say that the music kind of is a little different to what we usually would have heard in the game, in-game, and at the start, like the main theme as well. This is
I picked up like vibes of the old music, but it does sound very different compared to what we're used to, I guess. Particularly considering how often you hear the music, it's probably ingrained into a lot of people's heads by now.
Yeah, it's a little bit more funkier, this music, though, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we know that there are some details about the new Phantom Thief as well that I'm about to read here. So the new Phantom Thief, Kasumi Yoshizawa, the most significant addition to P5R, is a new character. She'll have a big impact on the story since she joins the Phantom Thieves in some capacity and has dedicated cutscenes and social events. There you go.
Okay, so we know that she joins them now. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
She's also prominently featured on the game's box art. Yeah, we know that. Based on translations of her dialogue, featured in both the initial teaser and in this new trailer, she speaks with Goro Akechi about her thoughts on the Phantom Thieves and whether or not, Goro Akechi. So she talks to Akechi. That's interesting.
All right, so this is obviously an interaction before the events at the end of the game then.
Yeah, interesting, huh? She speaks to Akechi on her thoughts on the Phantom Thieves and whether or not she believes in their methods and vision for justice. Yeah, we know about that. So, yeah, that's interesting. So, that's news. So, this obviously takes place before the end game.
Yeah, or like at least her interaction with somebody that's got a connection to the Phantom Thieves. Like it might not necessarily be just before the end game, I guess, but it could be at some point. I don't know how to like.
Well, hold on. Is there a good chance here that we might be getting fooled here? Because if she talks to Akechi, is there a good chance that maybe Akechi survived, and in this DLC he just shows up?
I mean, we never see him actually die. We hear 2 gunshots at the end of the 5th. I'm playing Persona 5, and like hearing the 2 gunshots, we assume that he's gone. You're right that we don't see him die, but that's also quite a large. If they've dumped that information in. Actually, no, it's his voice. We hear his voice, don't we? In the
trailer, the Japanese voice actor.
In the English version, we'll hear his voice in that too if they remake an Australian release or an English release. Sorry,
which would be a big shock as well.
It'd be a very big. That being said, I guess the shock would be not necessarily having Akechi's voice in there, because I suppose most people at first, just like we have, would assume, okay, this is obviously. At least this part of the interaction is before the end game, but I guess like if there is a twist or a shock, it'd be surprise. It's after everything's happened and Akechi's still alive. So who knows? I guess there's two possibilities there. I'm leaning on still. I'm open to twists, but I'm expecting that it's going to be that she interacts with Akechi before he leaves
the end game,
and then it'll maybe skip forward in time to when everything's settled down.
Interesting. Honestly, that'd be a real interesting plot point as well, to see if this does take place within those points of the game and they've just been injected there. I mean, that's interesting too. That means also that she's existed within this universe while we've been playing the game too. So
yeah, and we didn't even obviously it's the whole of Shinjuku or whatever. Like that whole city is like the place that people are being affected. So I suppose there's plenty of they could open up endless storylines based on that, just like a whole city.
Yeah, pretty much. Kasumi's background, what we know about her so far is that she's a first-year transfer student at Shujin Academy who arrives around the same time that Joker does. She's a highly skilled ballerina, or rhythmic gymnast. You can see her shutting down the dance floor with her elegant moves and what looks to be a school social event. That was a cool. I like that part of the trailer as well.
Yeah, that was cool.
So also pertains to what she wears as well. There was a lot talked about that too this week as well, which I'll get into with you in a little bit. When she might get involved. An interesting thing to note is that Kasumi is not only seen in the metaverse with the Phantom Thieves when Haru is in the party. This could also indicate that she joins the fight later in the game, although she's involved thoroughly throughout the story. To be more speculative, dice blocks are seen in the background, which could mean that she might be in the Casino Palace. Yeah, because there's a screenshot right now that has the same shadows that were in Nijima's palace. But in the background of this screenshot, I've never seen this part of the palace.
No, I mean, it might not be that palace, but it looks like it. Yeah, we haven't seen that area before.
No, that's a brand new area of the. If that is the same palace,
is her palace, yeah, who knows?
That is a brand new area of the palace. That's interesting.
Akechi was still around during that timeline as well, so I like that part of the timeline.
Yeah, he was too. Well, there you go. So that could indicate something, but at the same time, Nijima's palace was never destroyed.
No, it wasn't. You're right. And she never developed a persona too, so this could be after the fact. Yeah.
Yeah. Nijima's palace was never destroyed. We see a cutscene throughout that trailer as well, where it's a brand new cutscene where it looked like they were in Morgana's bus when Morgana turns into the bus, and two of them, I think it was Haru and Makoto, were like banging on windows, and the floor was crumbling underneath them.
Yeah.
And we see Yusuke at the top of where this floor was crumbling, like yelling at somebody. So yeah, there's definitely going to be some new stuff there as well. Kasumi in combat, there are a few seconds that show Kasumi in combat where she hits an enemy with a critical hit using her low-profile sword and Winchester-style gun to deal a ton of damage. Her outfit in the metaverse seems to be inspired by real-world talents, as she's sporting what looks like a leotard underneath and Joker-style coat. Kasumi also rocks knee-high boots and a Victorian-style mask. So that's her unique look. Now, I might as well bring it up while I'm here. So earlier in the week, there was a few tweets put out by a few people directed towards like a high-profile social media people towards Atlas and stuff, saying, I think because of her age and everything, this is inappropriate, what she's wearing and everything.
Yeah. True. Or wait, how old is she meant to be in the first year student? That's like what?
She's 15, 16.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand why they look at that and go, that's inappropriate and everything, but at the same time, I mean, leotards are used as gymnast outfits and everything. It's kind of unavoidable in a way a little bit, because pretty much like leotards are a gymnast or a ballerina wear. So
it is. Knee-high boots and heels aren't though.
Yeah, so you are correct on that too.
I get it's got for a character that's supposed to be portrayed as like a 15-year-old student, her persona or her metaverse outfit definitely does look a lot more mature than what you would expect someone to be. If anything, if like of all the people in the Persona 5 team that you would expect to be, I would, if she's like that age in the game, you'd expect her maybe to wear something more like what Haru wears, which is like a lot more, like dressed down, kind of like, I guess like not as, I don't know, she's not wearing like, I don't know how to say this right, but I guess she's not wearing, it does seem more of like it's classic Japan. It does seem like she's wearing more sexualized clothing than what you'd expect for someone that's that age in the game. Yeah,
pretty much. Well, you see this now in pretty much everything. I mean, look at Ann Takamaki and what she wears. She wears a skin-tight leather suit, cat ears. She's probably like a couple of years. She's probably 17.
They're all high school students.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's not like they're. Yeah. It's. Yeah.
It's Japan.
Japan.
It's Japan. You can't really do much about it. That's what it is. I don't think, and there's a lot of people saying to Atlas, change it. I don't think we're ever going to see change. I think that's
they're probably not going to change it. Like, I mean, if you're going to get upset about that, then people should have gotten upset about Ann's clothing, like you said.
People should have gotten upset about the Persona dancing games. There was a scene. There's a dancing scene in the game where they are all burlesque dancers in the game.
Oh.
Where the girls are all burlesque dancers, and like even Futaba's on a swing and all this other stuff. It's like,
these people are supposed to be like 50, like or 16, 17 because they're like second year students now, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Ooh.
It's Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird, but that's what it is. I guess you're never going to see it change. That's how they've done it. So, there is a new confidant. Takudo Maruki is his name. He's a school counselor.
Oh, yeah, we see Arn talking to him too.
Yeah. So not only does P5R include a new Phantom Thief to fight alongside the rest of the party, there will be a new confidant by the name of Takudo Maruki. I'm guessing now I'm pronouncing that right. Please, I don't know. He's a high school counselor that is set to show up at the Shujin Academy after Kamoshida gets the boot. Okay. That's interesting. Takudo may be there to help everyone recover from the trauma indicated by his interaction with Arn, who was at the center of those events. His confidant route is said to be to provide a combat negotiations. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting as well. That says something too on the length of this DLC as well and where they're going with it.
With the new confidant. Oh,
could we be? Yeah.
I can see the possibilities of it being a longer game. That being said, if you interact with your confidants pretty frequently as well, though, like I leveled some of mine so quickly. Like I leveled some of them from level 3 to level 6 in the space of an hour's gameplay, just because I kept going back to them. So
yeah. It could be a later confidant as well, because you got to remember that some of these confidants we actually don't meet until end game almost.
True. Yeah.
We never know. But I mean, it says here that it's after the events of Kamoshida as well, which kind of makes me a little bit, I don't know. But at the same time, we're getting new screenshots of Kamoshida's castle as well, which is weird. Yeah,
we did see some of that as well, which like that place is gone.
Yeah, exactly. Joker's grappling hook is pretty much hooking to, I think that's Kamoshida's castle. If not, that's a new palace.
Oh yeah, we do see. Was that in this game, or actually was that in the Strikers game where there's like they're using grapple hooks, or is that
It's in both. Yeah,
it's both. Yeah, so I'm interested to see how that works for traversing different palaces too. That having like a new mechanic to get around to be
that's going to be really
interested
good.
to see how that's executed.
Definitely, yeah. So Joker's grappling hook is a new feature in the game, just like we've seen in Smash as well. Honestly, they implemented it into Smash, and then people were like, oh, so that's where they got the idea from. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's new content in palaces. What looks like Kamoshida's palace, but a brand new area, maybe. I don't know what's going on here. Like if we're actually going back to Kamoshida's palace or what's happening here. But there's new content there. There's a new there's a new town to explore in Tokyo as well. Kichijoji. Apparently, it is based once again on a real life place in Tokyo. Apparently, it's like a I don't know, Holmes, if you've ever been there, but apparently, like it's a town that's geared towards younger folk. It says, actually, that's what it says here. Geared towards younger folk with plenty of shops, restaurants, and activities. What it looks like, I've seen some photos as well, is like, when you go to have you been to the Queen Victoria Market?
Yeah, I've been around the area, yeah.
It looks like that, but with buildings, and then like it's got a roof in between the buildings as well, and you walk through. It's like a mall, but it's like an outdoor mall.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in Japan, but I haven't been to areas like that before.
Yeah, so it's based on that. So brand new areas to explore as well. So it's a brand new town that you go to. If you go to your map on the app as well, you can select that to go there as well. So there might be new confidants there that we haven't found out about yet. New hangout spots, so obviously that's part of it as well. Futaba gets her own all-out attack, which pretty much covered before, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Which also kind of begs the question whether she'll actually be proper playable in the game now,
or if she gets like just a special ability instead, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So we don't know if she's like going to be an actual party member now. So, but it'd be cool if she was. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what kind of assets she has now to her repertoire to fight. Haru and Morgana have a partner attack. Partner attacks are a thing, apparently.
So that's okay, cool. I thought that might have just been Haru's thing, but yeah, there is a partner attack there. Cool. So they get a partner attack, and then Makoto gets the fucking hand thing. Yeah. Looking like Zenyatta, and then just going full fun like punch mode. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to pull that up. Makoto and Ryuji have a partner attack too. So, wow. So you can combine two Phantom Thieves and actually have them do partner attacks now. That's actually really cool.
That's sick.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that screenshot's perfect too. I like that.
Yeah, that is really good. Here it is. Perhaps a new palace. So that was what I was talking about before. There is a clip of an animated cutscene that wasn't part of the original game. Phantom Thieves are in the metaverse outfits, and it's seen the ground surroundings are crumbling to pieces, similar to how the palace falls apart when you reach the conclusion. We can only speculate, but this could be a sneak peek into a new palace. That's actually really cool. All right.
That cutscene as well, like I guess like all that stuff. Like I wonder if they're gonna expand on this or with like another anime too. Like they're gonna they've obviously there's the Persona 5 anime, which I haven't seen.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they're going to add new episodes for this game too.
Yeah.
Because like, there's cutscenes like that. Surely there's something in the works.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, I heard that the OVA that they're releasing on the Blu-ray next month might actually lead into the Royal.
Cool.
Because the Royal's actually out in Japan on October 31st this year. Whereas we'll have to wait until the new year for the DLC to drop here, because obviously they're going to westernize it. They're going to get the voice actors back and all this stuff to make the game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I've just noticed something as well. Okay, so New Year Celebration Day as well. So that's obviously new as well. But if you look in the corner of where the date usually is on the calendar there on those screenshots, the font has changed a little bit too. That's interesting. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. The font's changed a little bit,
tiny aesthetics, yeah.
Yeah. So New Year's, well, they're obviously going for brand new aesthetic on a whole game too. So New Year's Day celebration might not be much, is what it says here on GameSpot. The tail end of Persona 5 went by fairly fast, and it could have done more. Well, honestly, Holmesy probably would beg to differ, because it took him another 2 hours on top.
New Year's Day celebration. That's interesting though, because that either means that this is going to be closer to the timeline we were talking about, where it's something that is like another storyline alongside what we've already played.
Yeah.
Or this has to be the year following.
It does. It has to, like,
because we wrap up in April around about. So this is either sometime after, where like everything's settled down, or we're going. For those who have finished the game, essentially, we're going back in time.
We might be, yeah.
Pick up another side mission.
Yeah. Well, Kasumi Yoshizawa, the new Phantom Thief, is actually standing right next to Joker there as well. And something else I've noticed too throughout some of these screenshots, new outfits as well on the guys. Like, there's new outfits.
Yeah. New clothes are cool too.
Yeah, exactly. They are.
They give us new DLC for like I downloaded the Christmas outfits and stuff for a bit of a giggle. Having like Morgana run around in as a snowman was pretty cool. So.
Man, that's awesome. So it says here, a whole other semester. It's worth mentioning that Persona 5 Royal will include a third semester, which extends the story for the full school year. So, how many semesters did we do last time?
I guess only 2.
2?
Yeah.
But hold on, how many tests did we take? 2.
Yeah, you take 2. You take your half yearlies and then your end of years.
So they're going to be another semester tests as well.
Like another... Fuck. I have to look these answers up online again.
Off to IGN again.
Yeah.
This one is interesting as well. Human Morgana.
Oh yeah, they're speculating all that. Hey, like this is what he looks like if he really is a human. Because I guess Morgana appearing as a cat is what apparently our cognition is, because we've grown up knowing Morgana as a cat. So
yeah. This is interesting, though.
I'm interested to see what this is, because nothing's been confirmed about that. It's very much speculation. However, it's also the only other character that we've seen in the entire game so far where they have distinctively blue eyes, which is what Morgana has.
And a yellow necklace as well, which kind of pertains to Morgana's color.
The bandana. Yeah.
Yeah, and the bandana, yeah.
And also in that screenshot, we don't see Morgana anywhere else. Like usually Morgana is always by Joker's side, so that's interesting too to see that.
Yeah, so what's funny about this trailer as well, the translation that they have doesn't actually have the name Morgana on the speech bubble. It's called Handsome Man.
Maybe. Oh, okay. Here we go. I've done pretty good at speculating or guessing future stuff coming up. I feel like it's gonna be that we come back. Like that looks like it's inside. Like our bedroom, is it? Is that in our bedroom?
That also almost looks like the start of the game.
Like the couch, like where our room is, yeah? Is that like our room?
Could this mean that we're coming back from trip? Like he might be coming back from trip.
Yeah, like we come back. Like maybe it's a trip back. But like this looks like our room, and like the couch, that's the couch there, and the TV and the video game console are next to us. So
oh my God.
Maybe this is where we go back there, and then Morgana, we turn up, and the handsome man is the literal translation. We go upstairs, and it's just like, who is this person in my room? Psych, it's me, nerd. I'm Morgana. I'm a boy now. I reckon I reckon there's gonna be something where we're split up or we don't see Morgana for a bit and then we come back and like that's a thing.
Maybe you're right because I don't think
have time for our cognition to change.
Obviously, the end game is that you take off in the van and everything, and then probably like because the flag is still up, the Phantom Feed flag is still sitting there, right? And then like Sojiro must be like, well, the room's free again, might as well use it for storage. And it looks like he's just basically placed everything back to the way it was.
Yeah.
Except for the flag behind Morgana, if it is Morgana. And Joker's just walked in with brand new clothes. I'm thinking like this might be a return after the end game.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So come back after a year and kick on.
That's actually cool. I like that
idea. We get to see Sojiro again.
Daddy's back.
Yay, Dad's back.
Daddy is back.
Fuck yeah.
There's a new social event as well with Joker, Akechi, and Kasumi. Or Kasumi. There's a lot of stuff that's going down, man.
How is Akechi?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Is like, how is he involved? How is he around?
We'll find out.
Man, this is weird. Also, this one's weird. The fate of Wakaba, Futaba's mum. There's a cutscene that we see in the trailer where Wakaba's sitting right next to Futaba.
Oh.
Yeah, if you see it. So Joker is in the background. He's got a question mark over his head. And it looks like it's either got to be Futaba or one of Futaba's friends. But you got Futaba sitting next to somebody with a very similar haircut to her mum.
Wakaba, yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's a weird one.
There's plenty of cognition stuff in this game. I'm sure there's an explanation for all of this. We'll figure it. We'll find out.
Yeah, pretty much. And we'll end it off with this one here. The additional help to get you through as well. So they've added a couple other things to it. So like co-op assist as well. So you could obviously jump online and play with your friends. Hideout, status assist, and also you can access the network while you're around. Obviously like the network when you press the touch bar on your PlayStation 4 controller as well, which is really cool. So obviously you can call friends, do some co-op missions and stuff. But yeah.
I'm curious about the twins are back if you scroll up a panel.
This one here, hanging out with Caroline and Justine in the real world. What?
How are they back again when they... What was her name again when they fused back to normal? I forgot her name.
Lavenza, I think it was.
Lavenza, yeah, that's it. How come Lavenza's split again?
Shit's happening, yo. Shit's happening.
Yeah, so I don't know whether this is like a big old time travel meme or what. That's interesting.
Man, this is going to be real good when it comes out.
I'm looking forward to explanations on all of this. That's
yeah,
good.
so am I, definitely.
I'm keen on that.
Also, there was one more, different enemy types. So in Persona 5, enemy shadows transform into personas that you have to fight against. And here we catch a glimpse of a different vision of the Bicon persona, perhaps a more powerful or rare shiny form.
Uh-huh.
So shiny enemies, huh?
I mean, if we get shiny persona, let's say, what's this, Pokemon?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Pokemon 5?
All of a sudden bringing up Pokemon stuff, huh?
Yeah.
But there you go, Holmesy. Some a breakdown of Persona 5, the Royal, man. That's it's intriguing.
Yeah.
We're getting some intriguing shit.
I've got more questions than answers out of like talking about this so far.
Yeah,
so.
pretty much, haven't we? Yeah. What's funny, actually, I just got a message from somebody. They were texting me while we're on, and they said that new information is going to drop on May 9th. That's next week.
Geez, yeah, I'm going to be just coming back from... I'm going to be on jury duty when that happens. Yay.
Yay. I'll text it to you. Unless you're sitting in court going, it's like,
yeah.
Are you judging, sir? Yeah, I'm judging something.
Judging whether this game's going to be good or not.
Hey, Holmesy, let's talk a little bit about Persona 5 Scramble as well. So the trailer did drop the next night because they had a 2-night concert. They did the same concert on both nights, and then they showed the Persona 5 The Royal trailer on the first night, then Persona 5 Scramble trailer the next night. Give me your first impressions on the Scramble trailer that you saw today.
It made me think more of like it's just basically Persona 5 and Kingdom Hearts smushed together. It's like open world, getting to run around and use like live attacks. It's not turn-based. It's much more my jam, so I'm excited to have that kind of vibe for a Persona 5 game. Oh, yeah. But you exclusively, it looks like at least for the time being, you exclusively take on the role of just Joker and you're running around with Arsene. And I don't know whether you can, or Arsene, however you want to pronounce it. And I don't know whether it's going to be that you just work on like that and you level up your one character, or if you get to swap persona again. But it's cool being able to have like a live gameplay perspective instead of like turn-based stuff. Especially like the cutscene that's playing right now, like you're like swinging around with your dagger, like these like ripples of your blade flying around your character. It looks cool. It looks very cool. I'm very this makes me want to like if anything for Persona, like this can't be linked to Persona 5 what we've played already.
No.
So this is more of a game that I probably take out and about on the Switch.
Yeah. Is it going to be one that you would take on the Switch with you as well?
I probably would, I think I'm thinking like if it's, I mean, it'll look, to be fair, actually the art style for Persona, I don't think would look that much better on PS4 compared to Nintendo Switch. So I'm almost contemplating trying to like, pick it up on Switch instead.
Yeah,
because I can play out and about and, like it'll be something I can play on the way to and from work.
Yeah.
A portable Persona game that doesn't have any connectivity towards my old Persona 5 save files. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, same here. It's great as well. Finally, a Persona 5 based game. People have all like just been saying Persona 5 on Switch. Just make it happen. We didn't get the base game. I'm okay with that. Once again, love it on my PS4. I'll be picking up the Royal as well, and I can't wait to play that. But to have something to hold me over on Switch, if they want to consider maybe even like releasing the Royal on PS4 and then saying, hey, 6 months down the line, we'll release
on Switch as well.
Right.
Because the Scramble is on both at least. So Scramble is on Switch and PS4. So you got the option of keeping it all PS4, which is nice. Yeah,
correct. Yeah, and it'll be good. So I can't wait for that. That's actually going to be really good. There's not really much to go on about it because it's just a teaser of a Muso game or a Warriors game, as a lot of people like to put it, because it's made by the people who make Dynasty Warriors as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's interesting. It was in the city streets though too. Like you notice you're on telegraph poles and you're jumping down. Like you're up in like open world. That's one thing I did notice. I was like, oh. We're fighting shadows, and we're in our in the gear, our Phantom Thieves gear, on street level. Obviously, we know at the end of P5, like we get the mementos invading our real world, so we don't see any signs of mementos there. We just see shadows that we're fighting. So I'm intrigued to see how that crossover has sort of happened and why we're doing that.
It obviously has a story to it as well, much like the Warriors games do. And we got introduced to a new character at the end of that trailer as well, which there's no name, don't know who it is. We haven't even got a more info date yet on that one, so that'll be interesting to hear when or where that game will drop. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing that game might drop the exact same time as Persona 5 The Royal, or maybe like a couple weeks after.
Yeah.
At least in Japan for now, until they westernize it for voiceover work and everything. If they do that, because there has been history of the Persona games on Nintendo Switch lately. Sorry, not Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo 3DS, the Q ones, that they didn't westernize it properly. Like they didn't do any voiceover work for it. They basically changed subtitles to English, and it went forward from that. But
I mean, having it'd be good to have the voiceover in English, just for, I mean, more so for like the anime kind of sake of it. Like having, if they're gonna commit to doing like the TV series and expanding on that more, it'd be nice to see them do it for the game too. However, if they do stick to just Japanese and they do English subs, like, I'm still gonna play it. It'll be a different voice or set of voices you get used to. That's all. I
agree, definitely with you, man. Hey, one thing I want to leave off with was we didn't cover the 7 deadly sins last episode.
Oh yeah.
So I'll quickly ask you, and then I'll pretty much go over all of them. So do you know who? Did you know who Shido, the people of Tokyo, and Yalda both were?
Oh, right, the 3 that are in his actual... Yeah. Wait, that's more than... Because the 7 deadly sins, but there was that many palaces.
Yeah, I know. That's right. There were more.
Oh, there's more palaces and characters than sins.
Yeah.
I don't. I actually can't think of like who they could be.
Okay, so for Shido, it was pride. For the people of Tokyo, it was sloth. For Yalda both, it was all the deadly sins.
Oh, okay. Oh, actually, I suppose it makes sense because he does have like every single one that he gets to pull out at his disposal when you're fighting him. So, yeah, cool.
So, for a refresher, Kamoshida was lust, Madarame was vanity, Kaneshiro was gluttony, Wakaba Ishiki was wrath, Akumura was greed, Sainijima was jealousy / envy, because it's the same thing.
Yep.
Shida was pride, people of Tokyo was sloth, and Yalda both was all the deadly sins. There you go.
Goddamn.
Yes, boy. So that wraps up, once again, Persona 5 for now.
For now. Until we play the games, the new ones.
Until we jump into Scramble and the Royal, which Scramble more than likely will be able to jump into later this year. I'm expecting a westernized release of that this year.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Be late this year, like late. Oh, actually, well, they don't come out until the end of the year, so would they be releasing the westernized version at the exact same time?
No, see, that's the thing. Like, the Royal has been confirmed for 2020. I'm expecting them to do an earlier release of Scramble. You know what? If anything, Scramble might come out before the Royal, I reckon.
Okay.
And that's my prediction, at least. That's a prediction.
Yeah.
Scramble might come out before the Royal, and then we'll see Scramble westernized and probably released maybe like October.
Okay.
I'm guessing. Yeah. Because they're expecting, as I said, they're expecting Royal. Actually, they're expecting Royal in October. So maybe November, December for Scramble.
Yeah. Royal I know is October, yeah.
I'm expecting Royal to be out April of next year.
The westernized version, yeah.
Pretty much because they did the exact same thing with the base game. We had Persona 5, the base game, out in October of 2016.
Uh-huh.
And then we had the release, westernized version, in 2017, April. So,
all right.
It could be the exact same thing. Unless, because it's shorter, if it's shorter, we might get, a different release. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, dude. It's a lot of dates to remember.
Yeah, but there you go. Holmesy, this has been great. Once again, jumping into Persona.
It's good to be back on it again. Back on that bullshit.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you didn't know, Dash and Holmesy is usually our tri-weekly book club inspired gaming podcast, where Holmesy has jumped into Persona 5 for the last year. If you like what you heard, make sure that you follow Holmesy on Twitter at Holmesy5. Make sure you follow myself at Dash Gamers. Make sure you follow Holmesy on Twitch as well at Holmesy5. But make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Dash and Holmesy, iTunes, and Spotify, where you can give us those cheeky 5-star ratings, and you can also listen to us in a couple weeks for Open Your Hearts, our Kingdom Hearts 3 special, which we've been dying to do. And we're finally getting into it, so really excited for that. Guys, oh yeah, definitely. But guys, we'll see you in a couple weeks, but until then, much love.
Stay hungry.
Where have you been? Been searching all along. Give us dwell along and long. Without a clue, without a sign, without a grasping yet.
DashGamer.com